Okay, I'd like to welcome you to night 3 of the Chili Bowl Nationals, Wednesday York Plumbing and Mechanical Night here at the Chili Bowl Midget Nationals with our podium finishers from tonight's preliminary main event. Our winner, Emerson Axum, our second place finisher, Dason Persley, and our third place finisher, Colby Copeland. Emerson, first of all, when you took the lead, how aggressive did you feel like you had to be able to get out front?
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't being super aggressive. I just tried to get to the car in front of me. I saw the lap cars running side by side, and I knew if I could just get to beside the guy on the bottom, the guys behind me would have nowhere to go, and I could just not take it easy, but at least run consistent laps and not make a mistake. And I knew if I didn't make a mistake in that position, I'd be all right. And I tried to show the lap cars the nose a couple times, and unfortunately, them guys wouldn't budge, and which fair enough. You got to run their own race, but yeah, thankfully, they didn't make too many mistakes in front of me and take me out. That's what, honestly, my biggest worry was. I was trying to give them a little bit of space to make a mistake and me be able to not put myself in a bad spot. So, honestly, more conservative than aggressive, and just put myself in the right places to not take myself out of position.
As the race was closing and you were stuck in that lap traffic, were you able to see or hear Dason or Colby coming?
No, I had no idea where they were, but I figured I was running slow enough that, like, I knew my pace was real slow down, and, like, I didn't really get able to leg it out ever. So I knew, like, if there was a guy behind me hustling, he would have ran me down pretty easily. So I knew my pace was slow, but I didn't know really where they were, and I just kept my eye, to the left outside the left side door, making sure. I saw Colby try to slide me once, and luckily able to drive around it and keep my speed up and just keep myself in position.
How does it feel? You won last year, you won again this year. Number one, you're locked into the show, but how comfortable are you getting in this building?
Yeah, it feels good. I think this building's like, you got to learn how to win inside of it, and I think I'm getting closer and closer, and I think I don't want to jinx it, but I think I've figured out at least how to run okay on prelim nights, and I think my last couple prelims I ran second, fifth, first, and first, so I've got consistent on prelim nights. I just got to figure out Saturday and how to win Saturday, and I watched a couple interviews and I talked to Kevin, and I listened to Larson say in one of his interviews on Monday that the biggest thing is not taking yourself out, and a lot of these races are actually easier than some of the national races we go to outdoors, so you just don't put too much pressure on yourself, and there's 4 or 5 really good guys that you got to beat, and worst comes to worst, you run 6 if you have a bad night, and as long as you don't take yourself out of position, you should run top 10 on a prelim night, and the equipment that I'm in, and just like I said, just try not to wreck myself out in these deals.
Emerson Axum goes around getting the win on the prelim night. So talk about the emotions there, back to back, huh?
Yeah, it feels good, man, to prove we belong. Last year wasn't a fluke. I knew that, and I don't think some other people knew that, but yeah, it just feels good to go prove we can do it again and prove we have fast race cars. Yeah, Kevin's race cars are one of the best in here. It's probably the best race car I've had in here, and I'm excited for Saturday. I think our race car is really maneuverable, and just go out and do our job, and we got a shot.
Now, after Jet Barnes' run last night, did you have any more pressure on yourself to run?
Actually, it made me excited. Like, last night I couldn't sleep because, a lot of people can't sleep the night before the prelim because they're so nervous, but, like, I couldn't sleep because I was excited. Like, I was ready to go. I wish we could have, after the feature last night, I was ready to run our races today, like, right after theirs. So I was just excited. I walked in today, like, ready to be here and excited to be here. And when you're racing with people like I'm racing with, it makes it enjoyable. So yeah, I'm just excited, and I hope they bring me back.
Did this ride come together pretty early on, like last year?
No. So in the summer, Keith actually told me the end of last year Saturday that he wasn't wanting to bring a car back. So yeah, I was gonna run. He said I could run for him over there, but I would have to switch crew chiefs, and he wasn't going to be over there anymore. And I felt like once Kevin messaged me, it was a no-brainer, just because I felt like I would get more attention on my prelim night to myself. Not that they're shorthanded by any means, but they got a couple cars running each night to where Kevin was only focused on me tonight, and it was a blast to work with him. He's a smart guy, and one of the smartest guys I've been worked with. And it came together over the summer, and once he messaged me, I jumped on it, told him it was a no-brainer, and I wanted to be a part of what he was building.
So now you saw Jason do what he did last year in the full shuffle. So now what do we do now going into the full shuffle and getting into the whole?
Hopefully I don't draw the 6 this year, which is the worst you can draw. So maybe we can get it. Can't be worse. So maybe I can draw a little bit better than last year, or I guess the 5. I did the 5 last year, and which is the worst you can draw. So if we can just not draw the 5, put ourselves in a better spot off the bat, and then maybe pass a couple cards in the full shuffle, I think we'll be all right.
Congratulations. We'll see you Saturday.
Appreciate it.
So, Sean, you're in the dirt.
Jason, as the race was winding down, lap traffic was so thick. How aggressive did you feel like it could be? And did you feel like there was ever any opportunity to take a shot at Emerson?
I don't really think so, just because of, like he said, he was so just mired in lap traffic that they were top and the bottom, and there was honestly nowhere to go. And like when he tried to just show his nose just a little bit on entry to the corner, they didn't budge really at all. And like once I got the third and Colby and Emerson were probably a straightaway ahead of me, I was hustling it pretty hard and felt like I caught them at a good pace. But then once I got there, I just slowed down the same as they did, just because there was just nowhere to go. So thankfully I was able to get by Colby there, trying to run above it into 3 and just turn down, and there wasn't a lap car on the bottom where I was able to grab the straightaway grip and then slide Colby into 1, and just try to do that one time with Emerson when I felt like I was close enough, but then there was just a lap car out of 4 where I couldn't get down the straightaway as nicely as I would like. But it was hard to be aggressive in lap traffic when they're just running top to bottom, and honestly good consistent laps where we were just kind of stuck right there behind them.
How much does it change your approach to Saturday, knowing you're at least locked into the show?
Yeah, I mean, I just look forward to the full shuffle again, really, and having Chad put some more fuel in it maybe this time. But it takes a huge relief. Of course, you want to win these prelim nights because that's what you need to do to put yourself in the best position. But with the full shuffle and how everything shakes out now, that you honestly do maybe have an advantage, like some people think, or going out early and being on track. But definitely, just being locked in is a huge confidence booster and everything, just to get you to Saturday. And we're just worried about now those 2 laps of qualifying and trying to lay down the good laps and get through the pole shuffle and then set yourself up good for Saturday.
Jason Personage right now, second place run tonight. So 2 years in a row, second place. But let's talk about where you were in the qualifier and now where you are tonight. What's the emotions?
Yeah, I mean, it's super thankful to be here. I could have easily, been in a deep vein after that qualifier and had to come from deep. So, thankful to be locked in, of course. But as a race car driver, you always want a little bit more. So, happy with second, and of course disappointed a little bit as well. So, just ready looking forward to Saturday and everything, and hoping we can have a pole shuffle run like we did last year, but maybe just add a little bit more.
The Chad boat, the CB Industries, obviously Chad boat, those cars seem to really be hooked up again.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like anytime that Chad unloads it, doesn't matter if it's a midget inside the Expo, a micro, a 360 sprint car, a non-wing sprint car, anything. Chad is a phenomenal wrench and a phenomenal owner, and it allows me to showcase my talent. I built a really good friendship off the track with him, and I just have a lot of fun going racing with him and his team, and the atmosphere that they have is just super cool, and it's something that I'm never going to forget, and just excited to hopefully build on our success and maybe get one of those little golden guys coming out of it.
Yeah, no, everyone says that you were kind of the guy to beat going into this year. Everyone's talking about Jason Pursley. Now going into this race, you're going to pull the second pill again in the full shuffle. You're not probably going to surprise people like you did last year, right? So how do you go about the full shuffle this year?
Yeah, I mean, the plus thing even that doesn't involve the pole shuffle is it's 55 laps. So it's 15 more laps than it is last year. The pole shuffle, I think, didn't change or nothing. So some people think that there's an advantage in everything of going out in the back. So hopefully I can take advantage of the advantage that people may think. And, like I said, have another strong run of the pole shuffle and just this time out of a little bit more fuel and see if we can go all the way. But, we'll just have to see what we draw come Friday night. And then maybe our game plan will switch a little bit there.
Okay, now I've got to talk a little bit about sprint cars because being a Northwest guy, you're driving for the favorite, the Northwest guy. So talk about the driving for Casey this year, Casey Kane, and the 9 car.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it feels like a dream, absolutely. To look and just lay your head down at night sometimes and think about it. It's something that I always say, and it's because I'm just thankful. I'm thankful to even get to drive a race car. I'm thankful for the opportunities that I get. I've got to drive for amazing teams and amazing owners and meet so many good people along the way because the racing community is great. So yeah, Casey's is wild. I mean, as soon as you walk into his shop, the first time I did in Charlotte before the World Finals, I mean, it was just, you get goosebumps, right? And even when the first phone call came across my phone, it was like, holy crap, like this is real. But yeah, excited to get after it with High Limit Racing. The Napa Auto Parts number 9 car is going to look beautiful, and excited to get back after it and grow as a team and grow as somebody like Casey, who's going to be a great coach for me and a great person to just acknowledge.
And how did that whole thing come about? Like,
yeah, I mean, I just think it's just one of those things for, like with me being young and everything, of just trying to improve and progress and everything. And then, once Brad announced his retirement and everything, I think Casey just looks for that young Brad Sweet. And I think the more and more I look at it and learn about Brad and everything, that I'm kind of very similar to him of just wanting to race everything he can, come to the USAC ranks, and do all of that. So, yeah, just really excited for it, and I can't wait down to get to Vegas.
We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you.
This is Sean here in the dirt.
Colby, you had a pretty strong early portion of the race. What do you think was the difference for you tonight?
I think it just came to experience. These guys are great midget racers, are great drivers in general, and it was easier for me at the beginning because it wasn't curved up, and these guys just kind of made mistakes and went to the bottom, and the seas kind of parted for me there, which was able, I was able to get out front. But once it started getting curved up and technical, I was struggling pretty bad. And I think my car is plenty fast, and if somebody that had a bit more experience or talent, I guess, probably could have won.
What did you learn though tonight that might be able to help you Saturday, especially in that B-main?
Oh, man, I felt like I tried a bunch of different lines there. When the only thing I did kind of learn there when Dazen got by me, he was kind of running above it, getting into 3, and it seemed to be a lot smoother for me, and I was able, there was almost like a little trench there in the middle of 3 and 4 that really would buck you up if you didn't hit it right. So once I kind of moved above it on the line that he was running, it seemed to go a lot smoother, and I was actually able to keep pace with these guys.
Colby Gopin joins me right now, and third place run tonight.
Yep.
Talk about that, because you don't get a lot of midget starts, do you?
No, I mean, it's good. Obviously myself and the team will be a little bit disappointed after leading early. I just couldn't get it figured out there. I got to do some homework on my part, and hopefully for Saturday I can learn a little bit more here and be able to run in the front of the B and then have a good run in the feature.
These cars, a lot of people say these cars just kind of drive themselves around the expo, huh?
Man, mine didn't feel that way. I tried. I was trying to put more angle, more throttle, less angle, less throttle. Like I was just trying to move around a little bit, and I just struggled. There's no hiding it. So I should be thankful to get third after kind of the poor effort there. But we're going to be fired up and ready to go for Saturday.
The track conditions, Golubic seems to be just a really good, crew chief working on all these cars, and Bernal, you guys have a really good team. It looked like I keep, every time I go over there, I say you got the all-star team over there. The track conditions different from each night.
I don't know. That first night it got fairly curved up. I think last night I walked the track after just trying to see what we were going to be, the cards that we were going to be dealt, and it didn't have a curve last night. It was just more moisture where I could see Blake Hahn was running above it, and then tonight it almost had like a ditch in the middle of 3 and 4. And it was very tricky. So I probably needed something like last night to have a little bit more in my favor, but that's the track that we had, and I did the best I could. And
you say you said you don't have very much talent, but I don't know, man. You're a pretty versatile driver. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, no, I'm sure watching was you know, my guys up there are probably going, oh, you know, because it's probably hard to watch, just getting tight over the curve, back down, and it didn't feel like I could put it together very well.
All right, being a West Coast guy,
Yep.
I got to ask you the big news that dropped right about fill draw time about the Triple Crown.
Yep.
And you're part of one of those tracks. So talk a little bit about the Triple Crown.
No, yeah, I didn't have anything to do about putting that all together, but being a part of Silver Dollar, Brad had kind of mentioned it to me, and I was like, heck yeah, you know. So I think it'll be cool with Dirt Cup, Gold Cup, and Trophy Cup, and the little points that they're doing with the extra money. I mean, any time that anybody's putting up extra money is good, right, for the sport, because obviously everybody knows these cars are very expensive. So it should help out the drivers, pull, you know, more cars, more drivers. So I'm looking forward to see how it all works out.
All right, good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you.
This is Sean, and you're in the dirt.
All right, we got our 5th place finisher, Kevin Thomas Jr. here, and pretty competitive feature tonight there. Long green flag run and a lot of close quarter racing and traffic there. Tell us everything from your vantage point here.
You know, I started with nobody in front of me and ended up with 4 people in front of me. You know, we were hanging on there kind of a little bit the whole race. You know, me and the crew chief talked about a change that we felt like we wanted to make for having clean track in front of us, maybe you know, getting a little bit tighter for the end of the race. It did not go in our favor, and you know, it's unfortunate because we had such a good car all night, even in the qualifier, which was very similar track conditions to that. You know, I asked for a wrong call on the car, and you know, it's all my fault. But you know, we hung on to 5th there. You know, we got good race cars. We just need to be a little bit, tell me no, basically, on things that sometimes I want to try and change. And other than that, they gave me a great piece all night. They put us in position to be able to have a good solid finish tonight. And, you know, we kind of you know, pissed that one away. I feel like we had a car good enough to at least contend for the win. I know there's a lot of good guys. You're starting next to Emerson. Dason's behind you. Corey Day's back there. T-Mez, Colby Copeland. You know, all those guys. You know, they're all in good cars and good race car drivers. So you know, it's kind of stepped on it there.
And finished 5th here, got a top 5 finish here. It's always an accomplishment on a preliminary night here. You're going to be, I know you'd like to be locked into the feature, not have to worry about it, but you will be starting the first few rows of a B feature on Saturday there. So you feel pretty good about your chances as far as making the feature on Saturday?
Yeah, I feel like we can make the feature. Obviously, you know, we don't really come here to make the feature. You know, you want to have yourself in position to win it or at least contend for it. But you know, even running 3rd, it's like put you in a tough spot. So 5th is frustrating, but hopefully we can just get to that B unscathed, put ourselves as far forward as what we can. You know, I think we'll start probably 5th or 6th. I would like to get to the front of that, win that. You know, because I think they lock 10 in. If I can get to the top 12, you know, 12 or 13 starting positions, we'll have 55 laps to try to go forward. You know, it's a tough task to win it from 6, much less 13 or 14. So, you know, we'll just do our best and, you know, take these notes down and come back next year and try not to make the same mistakes.
All right, well, thank you. Good run tonight. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
It's Kevin Thomas Jr., your 5th place finisher tonight.